Welcome back to Anime Fight Club, guys. My name is Grim. We're checking out Baki, Son of Ogre, chapter 163, entitled A Square of Skin. What a title. Alright, so Pickle is back on his face. He's down after receiving an attack from Baki. And it must have been a hell of an attack. And this must have been what Retsu saw. He was setting up something. Baki was hitting him with punches that seemed to not be doing anything. Then he jumped in the air and kicked him. And Pickle fell to the ground. So now Pickle, I guess, got back up. He's walking over toward Baki. Now he's been just toying with Baki this entire time, not taking him serious because he's so small, so weak. Wow, so he went to take that step and landed right back on the ground. So whatever strike Baki landed was strong enough to rattle his brain, and that's been something that the fighters have been facing with Pickle since the beginning. Jack couldn't do it, Retsu couldn't do it, Katsumi couldn't do it, but now Baki has managed to hit this man hard enough to rattle his brain. Whoa, how come the last attack was so effective? Retsu-san, can you explain to us what happened? That's dope to have Hanayama curious about that. I'm not really sure, but from what I saw, I can't say, but we can see the difference between, ancient attacks. Against the modern attacks, those attacks that are packing so much power on impact are useless on Pickle, mostly because of his superior muscles, reinforced neck, and super toughness. Baki must have noticed it already. Even if he nailed Pickle with a devastating direct attack, his brain would be unshaken. So he tried that technique. He attacked one square of skin. It doesn't hit squarely, it will barely graze the jaw. So before we continue, I'm guessing he hit Pickle at this point, and instead of like shaking his whole head, like it rocked, I don't know, maybe it rocked his entire head back and forth quickly, and that was enough to shake his brain. I don't know. It's a rare phenomenon that usually happens in boxing rings. Frantically, two men are exchanging blows in the ring. Suddenly it would look like a hit and miss, confusing the eyes in that meager flash. His opponent falls in front of him, and he won't be able to stand again. Oh, I've never seen it before. It's so rare, and with a weak attack, that's the effect, although it's unbelievable. Someone that receives a full impact attack may endure it, while someone that gets grazed by it will be taken out completely. Wow. To the shaken jaw, a square of thin skin will be grazed. In this flash, wherein the naked eye cannot see, the impact of the attack won't be seen, but the square of skin and the brain will vibrate at a high speed. So that attack, so he must have learned this from Junior. I wonder if Baki saw Junior do this. He had to have learned it from a boxer, right? Baki succeeded in landing a good one on one square of skin. That was the first attack with the left fist. Then he followed by a second hit with the right fist, and finished up with a flying right kick, all to the exact same point. What precision! Baki, like this is the epitome of awesome fight, because you got Pickle and his overwhelming strength has just been completely overwhelming Baki. Baki hasn't been able to do anything, but Baki's immense repertoire of techniques is about to allow him to fight this monster. Perhaps an unpredicted sway in Pickle's brain, but more than the first, the second hit increased the speed, and more than the second, the third attack increased the acceleration even further. And as it was expected, the brain lost its natural functions. It certainly provided Pickle with an unpleasant experience. Now remember, like Pickle just went savage with Jack because he felt when Jack ripped his ear off. That was a first for Pickle. So Pickle being knocked out like this was also about to be a first, and it's probably gonna scare him and he's gonna go crazy. It wasn't painful and he's certainly standing, but even though he's standing, the whole floor is moving upward. Goodness, man. Man, the way they portrayed this, like if there was a floor under him, he'd be standing straight up. It's just as they said, the floor is moving upward. Being a fighter and experiencing this for the first time, I'm sure Pickle must be confused beyond belief. He must think he lost his mind. Obviously, a boxer or a normal fighter would have analyzed the event as Retsukayo did, but Pickle in his millions of years of existence has never experienced anything like it. He has not fully recovered from the impact. In the meantime, he does the dying appearance of Baki makes him believe that he just transformed into a powerful sorcerer that uses evil magic to move the ground and slam him with it, so powerful that he can make the earth and all around it move. What a way to interpret what's happening to you. Like he wouldn't have any idea or understanding about that technique. And that's just what he came up with. That's awesome. Pickle is fighting against the most powerful enemy in the universe, and he's scared. But he will not run away. Once again, he will fight for his life. Chapter 164, An Impartial Strike. He endured the impact, endured the weight, endured the power, survived the dangers, and overcame small perils too. The invincibility carved into his whole body, a confidence that will never yield. He came to this strange era and was challenged by smaller men with great strength. Some pain was experienced too, but nothing out of the ordinary. However, his first time being knocked out and falling to the floor, a personal experience beyond imagination. He never expected that the ground would rise up and slam him. Twice in a row. Pickle couldn't even move. All this happened so fast and so smoothly, there was no time or place to try something out. So I'm guessing he hit the ground, then got up and tried again and smacked it again. The biggest and strongest creature he has ever seen is this guy. The primitive man had just barely managed to hold his ground, while the little giant in front of him moved the ground to attack him. I'm not ready yet. I haven't fully recovered from the shock of the last two falls. The damage is killing me, and this battle is far from over. Oh wow, so we've seen this movement before. If I'm not mistaken, this is the same movement Yanagi, that whip, or maybe even Katsumi's Mach Punch. Pickle, Hanayama, Tokugawa, and Retsu are all looking shocked as Baki starts this movement. Pickle, I'm sorry. I'm not supposed to do this. That's amazing. So he learned that technique, and he must have mastered it. I don't really want to do this, but to recover, I have to use a cheap move. When I came here, I noticed that time. Why do I remember that time? You're really a genius after all. You're really a genius after all. So it looks as though he walked past Pickle, and Pickle's looking like, where are you going? Baki stumps both feet into the ground as though he's about to turn around to ferocious kick. What is he doing? He tackled him. Pickle, this will hurt like hell. Retsu-san, is this a desperation move? The Whip of Mercury. Put him on his back, on his head. What'd he do? Even if it was a baby fighting or Hanma Yujiro himself, at the end, all mankind will resort to using a cheap move in order to survive a greater menace. Chapter 165, Columbus's Egg. Maybe they'll explain this move. it was clearly super effective. He's in pain. He's suffering that kind of pain. Did Baki kick him in the nuts? Because if he did, that's typical and I understand. What'd he do? Oh, yeah. So it was the Yanagi technique, the whip. Ouch. The mark goes from his shoulder all the way to his back. The ultimate form of the slap is the Whip of Mercury, developed by dark martial artists. The secret technique also is known as the Kyudo, the way of the sky. But regardless of the techniques that Baki's used, he used the concept of the Columbus's egg to find the right way to bring Pickle down. And they know it in the West, to resolve an impossible puzzle with a simple idea everyone can use. Using a Tai Chi technique that puts the body at rest to the point of complete relaxation and transport your exhaustion to the corners of your body. For a very strange reason, the exhaustion of your body will materialize and the weight of your limbs will increase. And because of that relaxation, even the expression of fury will disappear from your face. The anesthesia of the body will be complete and the weight will launch you at full power. And if you have reached this point so far, trying to target weak points and vital spots will be useless. So, yep, he did this technique. He did the slap on his back, hit him twice, hit him with both hands, 2 marks. Then he used the same technique with his leg, and it looks as though kicked Pickle in the nuts. I really hope not, but I think so. Because you will be targeting the most sensitive organ of the whole human body. All of us are covered by it, the skin. So where'd that last one go? It doesn't matter if it belongs to a highly trained warrior or to the soft body of a young woman. Being hit with the materialized exhaustion inside the palm is equally painful to all humans, regardless of differences. When you're hit with a punch or kick, Hanayama-san, between you and a baby receiving the same hit, the intensity of the pain will be different, and you might be able to resist it. However, if the baby and the invulnerable Hanayama Karo get hit by a slap, the intensity of the pain will be the same. And if the baby can't resist it, neither Hanayama Karo will. I get it. With such a simple attack. And who knows? See, my thing is, Baki's just pissing Pickle off. Perhaps it started 200 million years ago, from the mutation of proteins. That's how humankind began their history as creatures on the surface of the earth. The surface of the earth? Born together with other creatures that also were several hundred years old. Now that you mention it, to make the skinned as the main target, we are the only creatures that are able to use a whip as a weapon. But there are no creatures that have a natural weapon that can resemble the attack of the whip. Nobody can do it. Certainly. That's a good way to explain it. Obviously, this attack, along with scratching, is only to be used in desperate situations, and strong warriors should never resort to this. It's a basic defense method for women and children, or people on the brink of death. Like slap. Strong ladies. Yeah, I'm sure Tokugawa knows all about that. Whoa, look. The fearless and powerful Pickle is being more careful now. He's taking a stance. This looks like one's like, hey, you need to stay back, 'cause that hurt. That Pickle protecting himself. This is maybe the first time that he was forced to do something like this. You did it, Baki. You found a way to defeat that monster. Hanayama, no, he didn't. The only thing that Baki achieved by giving him that intense pain was to hurt his pride even more. Pickle is pissed off. So he just got the inside of his thigh. Man. Leans over, he's in his crouching stance. He's about to come for Baki. This was a nice several chapters of Baki, son of Ogre. Leave a comment below what you guys think. Did you guys understand that Baki is just pissing Pickle off? Like, I knew he wasn't he didn't find a way to defeat him. I can't wait to see Pickle continue to regress into his savage state. He's learned plenty from the humans that have come to him so far. He's learned the sport of fighting, to care for others, but I need him to regress into the Pickle that was defeating dinosaurs. What is Baki gonna do against that? Leave a comment below, hit the thumbs up on this video. Please subscribe if you haven't already done so. If you have, thank you very much. Please consider sharing with at least one friend. Let's try to continue growing the community. Check the links in the description for the next video. It'll also be on the screen momentarily, as well as the playlist if you're a new subscriber and want to catch up. Thanks for joining me. I'll see you all next video, and as always, otaku for life.